Well,
All right, well, shit.
next album.
Album that just came out, Chromakopia by Tyler, the fucking Creator.
How long did it come out?
About 4 months ago, 5 months ago.
Oh,
It was
okay.
late 2024.
Very recently. So Tyler actually was like fucking with his fans, and he was like, "Don't expect a new album. I'm not coming out with anything."
Oh, and
and
then,
then he dropped the
then he
Chromakopia
dropped-
trailer.
he switches the route. He
Yes,
switches route on people.
he loves fucking with people. Like he fucks with everybody.
No, ain't no album coming out.
Don't worry about it. Fuck y'all
Don't worry
niggas.
about
Fuck y'all niggas. I'm rich.
Dude's
I'm
a
out
straight
this
troll.
He's
yeah,
gonna pull a
troll forever, bro.
He's gonna pull an Andrew 3000 and just pull out
Andre
a flute.
3000.
Andre.
Oh yeah, he
a
has
full
like
flute album.
Yeah.
he has like a jazz album or some shit.
Yeah,
That's what it was. An experimental jazz album.
Yeah.
He just played the flute on it. Yeah.
In like one song or something, and everybody was like, "What are we looking at?"
I gotta check that out, like some Alice Coltrane stuff or something.
Oh my god!
But Chromakopia. All right, so let's some fun facts about Chromakopia. So apparently the character and the name of the show or the name of the album is based off of a book, and so there's a character in it called Chroma, and it's I'll tell you this much, it's the blackest album he's made so far, and I really like it, and it's a lot of like African roots to it.
Ooh.
So like he is going over themes of his dad, and it's also an album where it's Tyler. If you listen to the lyrics on stuff like I think Hey Jane and like Tomorrow and stuff like that, it is Tyler. He's like kind of he's talking about like just getting older and like how having kids is the next thing, and his mom wants him to
Settling
have
down.
grandkids and like
Yeah.
and just kind of like hey what's that next step, and like he's talking about his love life and how I think in Darling Eye is one where he's like he's talking about going from one girl to the next girl to the next girl. He hasn't found that like settling down phase, you know. So it is just kind of like it's not Goblin Tyler anymore. It's him coming to terms with like hey man, I'm older now. I gotta think about okay, what's my next step? What am I gonna do? It's kind of like a reflection of that.
He has not been Goblin Tyler since like
No.
2015, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely matured, and you can see it in his last like 3 or 4 albums.
Damn it, he reminds me what you just described reminds me of what Ninja did. Not Ninja. Fucking he did a collaboration with Ninja.
Oh, he did.
Tyler did.
Who's the
or-
white rapper, but he's half black?
Starts with an L.
Logic.
Logic. There you go.
Yeah.
Logic did the same thing. Yo, I'm getting older. I have a kid now. I'm gonna
Yeah.
retire. This is my last album, and he hasn't made an album since.
It's a thing. It's different.
Yeah.
It's a different thing.
And I
It's
love
like,
Logic. I fucking
there's-
love Logic, dude.
Yeah, there's like a lot of the rap and that fire that they have. Like he even says it in Saint Chroma. He's talking about the light, the fire, and stuff. It's a lot of that is coming from like being younger and just wanting to make something because you don't have anything yet. And then once you like settle down and have kids and stuff, you're you're more focused on like what they're doing and like being able to provide for them. So like he does like over a few songs, especially with like Hey Jane. I think he's like going over text messages with some chick.
Is that the one
Or
where
is
he
it-
does both points of view?
Yeah.
One's him, one's whoever the chick is. Or
Yeah.
I think it was. There's a song where he gets a chick pregnant, and then
right,
he has. First half of the song is from Tyler's point of view. Second half is from
She calls
her
him
point of view.
Hey T.
Hey T. Yeah.
I think that's Hey Jane. Yeah, man, this one's like more of a real emotional album, and you know, and it does delve into it reflects on like him getting older as well as like coming to terms with like his the stuff with his dad, and so like him, the song where he is
That's a good one.
it's his. It has like the funniest fucking intro.
Is that the one where his mom starts out
She's
in the
like,
intro?
bro,
She's
you
like,
fucking look like bro. You got his
yeah.
face. You got that nigga long arms. You, got his dick.
He got his big dick.
Oh my god, what the fuck? It's
Yeah,
so fucking
that's
hilarious.
hilarious,
It's so funny.
I
bro.
like those little interlude skits with his mom. It's
Oh
really
my
cool.
God,
It
it's
reminds,
too funny.
I mean, not to the caliber of Good Kid, Mad City, but it reminds me of Good Kid, Mad City, where Kendrick has it's his mom and dad doing the little interludes, and they're always like
for real?
funny little quirky fucking interactions between each other. Which we need to listen to that album. I listened to it obviously, but it needs to be one of our reviews.
I do need to get into Kendrick because To Pimp a Butterfly has been on my list for a while, and I just haven't gotten around to it. I don't know why.
Is that his latest one?
No, that was the one he released in 2015.
That's the one where everybody's like, "Yo, you want to get in on Kendrick?" That's the one you go to.
Really?
For real.
I mean, I think for you that would be one that you really like. My favorite's Good Kid, and then it's To Pimp a Butterfly, but I listened to Good Kid, Mad City first, so I'm kind of biased. But yeah, no, he's a great artist. I mean, all of his albums. I haven't listened to the newest album. Are
the
good starting
the
points.
mustard one.
The mustard one.
The one making fun of what's his name?
Mustard on the beat.
Dissing on Drake. I've only heard Damn.
Damn's a good album.
The only album I've ever
but
heard.
It doesn't hold the fucking candle to fucking his first three.
Let's not talk about Kendrick.
Yeah.
Let's get back to Tyler.
Track listing for
Chromakopia.
Oh, Chromakopia.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Who's the first track?
So, first track I feel is more of like an interlude, or not an interlude, but
Intro.
intro track. It's not
really a track.
It's a really
It
good
is a
intro,
track.
too.
It is a track,
okay.
but it doesn't feel as fleshed out as like a regular track would be. Yeah, Saint Chroma. I think it's a pretty good start to the album.
It's a great start.
Yeah,
and the music video for it too is pretty cool. And Tyler's wearing he's wearing the
Featuring
mask. He's wearing that weird hair. He's got his new character.
I call it the Igor hair. The Igor hair.
Igor. Yeah.
So this one's different. So it's actually based on like
Featuring.
It's the based off the African tribe, right? His hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have different crescent moon shapes.
Yeah.
For their hair, and he's dressed like a warlord too. So he's like kind of like a military guy.
I thought it was like a reference to that one Lynch movie, that one David Lynch movie,
David Lynch.
Eraserhead.
Eraserhead.
No,
I thought it was a reference to that or something.
Nah. They were
This is it's very deep African roots that he's going to on this one, and and that makes a lot of sense too, because there's plenty of songs on this where there's no music or anything. It's a lot of like sound effects on Saint Chroma. It's the stomping of feet. So you hear feet stomping or like ooh ah ooh ah.
Yeah, kind of more like African tribal music, world
definitely.
music. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So and then like they add the beats are like super minimalistic at points, and then whenever like instruments do come in, it's like a piano, some like a synth or something, and then they have samples from different songs and whatnot. So Saint Chroma I think is like really it's a really like good intro, because it's all about like that chorus in the background where it is, do you feel the light? Yeah, that it's I don't know. Like I had that shit stuck in my head like all fucking day yesterday. Like, I just could not get it out.
I could see it becoming an earworm had I listened to it a few more times, like the whole album. Then I think there's a lot of that on this album. Honestly, there's a lot of good hooks,
especially with Sticky.
Sticky,
and like,
Sticky,
bro.
Oh, man, that song hit so hard.
Oh, man.
Honestly, right after Saint Chroma, Ratata. That song fucking hits, man. That's what I like about this album is that there's a lot of
there's bombs in it. Yeah,
there's bombs in
my
it,
God.
but there are also tracks that kind of
they get
sizzle
you
down.
They get you in your feelings. Yeah,
and it's I think it's paced really well. A lot of people would be like, "There's too it's too up and down."
I feel like that's a good way to go about it, because it's like you have that spike in your dopamine, you're just like, oh shit, and then you have that come down period where it's like, okay, let's bring it down, because there's going to be another up right after this, and you want to like you do want to pace it out and just like have those spurts.
And when it gets loud, it's not just like booming bass. There's a lot of booming bass, don't get me wrong. But it's also like just a collage of just fucking different sounds, and I love it, dude.
It is.
It's almost experimental in a way.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on.
It's experimental, but it's also structured really well. And I really love that he hints back to some of his more raunchy, like horrorcore era Tyler. The first 3 albums, Goblin, Bastard, even some I think it's called Wolf or something. I forget.
Wolf,
the one right after the second album. But he really fuses it well with his more neo soul and kind of not, I don't want to say funk, but kind of funk jazz influenced stuff. It's so cool.
Yeah.
I was not expecting
It's
this, honestly.
It's very dynamic. There is
Yeah.
man, and it's not even just like from song to song either. There are some songs where the type of song that it is changes halfway through the song.
Right.
And shit, I think my favorite was Noid, and so Noid, he actually collaborates with different people on this album. So
Lots of features.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm looking at him right here.
And he has the different samples from different songs, and he has I think he has the Snoop Dogg
Does he?
Samples that.
I didn't even notice that.
I forget what song it is, but it's in one of the songs, and
That's
it's
funny.
I think it's kind of cool.
That's cool. I didn't notice that.
You know, Pharrell is in that song.
Is he?
That's actually
one of-
produced by Pharrell.
Yeah.
That
He's in
makes
the
sense.
music
That
video.
makes sense.
Yeah. See these ice cubes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Noid, what was it? Okay,
So-
Noid, then Darling.
Darling
Eye.
Yeah, Darling Eye is.
That's.
Featuring Tizo Touchdown.
I like Tizo Touchdown's
I've never heard of
chorus or like melodic line.
Yeah.
I don't exactly remember how it went, but I remember really enjoying it.
Darling Eye.
Yeah.
Keep on falling.
And then Hey Jane.
Hey Jane's the one we were talking about
See,
earlier.
the
Oh, you
issue
were
is-
talking about that
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
It's
we
a
did
lot of
talk about
tracks.
that one.
And then I
Killed You is
You.
probably one of my
Killed.
favorites on the album. Yeah, I really like.
That one's really in your face.
Yeah,
Because it kind of just goes.
Yeah,
goes,
well,
goes.
it kind of starts out a little softer. I think that's the one with the acoustic guitar in the intro, and then it just hits hard with like this really fuzzy bass line, and I'm just like, oh my god,
Putting a
yes.
stank on it, yeah.
Dude, yeah, this album is just so. It's all over the place in such a good way.
It goes places, yeah.
And then I think a really high point in the album when we were talking about it earlier, fucking Sticky, man. And I'm not a big fan of like Glorilla and Sexy Red.
And
but
Lil Wayne.
They fucking went hard on this track,
Okay.
man. I think what kind of lit to that was the instrumental just being so fucking good. Like, oh man.
Is it who sings the part where it's like better find a mop, it's getting sticky, and is that ASAP?
That might be.
Lil Wayne? Is that
Lil Wayne?
Is that Lil
Give me a
Wayne?
second. No. Lil Wayne does have a feature, but he has a rapping feature.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It might be Tyler, man, because he does some singing.
Oh.
But yeah, no, I'm not sure who does the hook on that.
Damn.
And then we got Judge Judy.
Damn.
Is that one good?
I saw.
Judge Judy's good.
It might not be
It's
everybody's
not-
favorite though.
I saw
That
some people
one-
just kind of being like on the
It's-
fence about it.
Then we got
I-
Take Your Mask Off.
I really think it's Judge Judy's like it's kind of like it's nice if you just listen to the song on its own and it's good, but like whenever you have to compare it like
In the context
to-
of the album.
of the rest of the songs in the album, like Darling Eye and like him and Saint Chroma and like and Sticky, so like so you definitely it doesn't hit as hard for other people, but
Yeah.
Take Your Mask Off, bro. Take Your Mask Off is sick as fuck, I think, because it's basically Tyler talking shit to himself, and whenever he gets real reflective.
Oh, that's what he means.
Whenever he because he's wearing a mask in it, and he's saying like, why don't you just be yourself? Like, be yourself and stop
Basically.
faking shit. Like it gets real.
Self-deprecative.
A bit, and he's but it's like, it's almost like constructive criticism too on his own part, because he's like, come on, be real, try to be who you are, don't stop doing this fake shit, like just let all that shit go and just do your own thing, take that mask off, stop being fake, and that's really cool to me, because he's basically saying it to himself, and he doesn't really like it's good advice, honestly, even if it does it's cool. It's cool and it sounds harsh, but like that's kind of like it's his own frustration with just like having to like, you know,
Be conscious of, you know,
Being a famous
why
person.
you do things that you truly wouldn't do behind closed doors. Like, you know, sort of like how people just they kind of want to put on a facade to seem a certain way around different people, different friend groups. You know, when you're around your parents, you're different versus
Right,
when
when
you're
you're with your
around your friends, right?
Yeah, I don't drop N-bombs around my parents.
¿Qué dijo?
Yeah, I mean that's fair. But
Oh my God.
yeah, that's a I thought that was like issue is I feel like I didn't listen to the album enough to like discern songs. So I'm like trying to think what does that song sound like?
That's one of the ones where he like kind of raps the most in, where it's just kind of like him going off. And it's kind of like real consistent. He's just
okay.
He just has all this, and it's really, I want to say poignant, because like even I felt that shit, because I used like, I don't know, it just felt like real poignant. I was like, wow, holy shit, fucking
Yeah.
like damn, I'm not the guy he's talking to on this, but it feels like personal. Like it's like holy fuck,
Talking to me.
It's
like no, it's just like the way he's saying it. I'm like
super
fuck, bro, goddamn.
emotionally driven, just like
Yeah, it's raw.
yeah.
Okay.
It's a good one. That's a good track.
Then we got Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I think. Shit, that's another like a what is it, like not Hey Jane, like a Judge Judy one, where like it's not as big, but it's like that's one of the, I think, the ones that he's more pondering on like life and like whether he's gonna have kids, like should he settle down,
what's coming next in his life,
yeah,
like what choices does he have to make.
so that's why it's called Tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's, like, looking towards the
Okay.
future.
Makes sense. Then we got Thought I Was Dead.
Thought I Was
Dead. Featuring Schoolboy Q. Haven't heard him in forever.
Yeah,
and
right.
Santi Gold. I've never heard of Santi
Sense of
Gold.
Never heard of him.
Me neither. Good song or no?
I remember liking it. I for the life of me can't remember how
It's
sounded.
these niggas thought I was dead. These niggas thought I was dead.
Yeah, no,
he's just
that's
talking
a,
shit.
That's a cool
And that one,
refrain.
it's a fun one, but he's just talking shit.
Yeah, that's just a flex out.
He went full Eminem.
Yeah, he's kind of like, I think he's dissing. There are some tracks where he's just talking shit about
I
people
think
on the internet.
Wow.
And just
Probably
people on
talk
Twitter.
shit about Kanye.
Really?
Probably.
Well, everybody's doing
Well,
that
good.
now.
Who cares about Kanye?
Everybody's
To
doing
be
that.
fair, yeah.
What a
He's-
downfall.
He's
Dude's
What a
he needs some
crazy
psychiatric
person.
help,
Yeah,
man.
he
just
needs
getting
them
wild.
pills, man.
too. You know what it is? He's too rich.
He's too big
He's
headed.
too rich and
His ego is just it's
They let him
off
get
the
away with
charts,
this.
man.
You seen him with the swastika shirt?
No.
If he had a white, because you know he sells those white tees, straight up swastika, huge ass swastika on his shirt, dude. In public, dude.
He brought his wife to like a, what was it, like a Met Gala
the
or some
naked,
shit.
well, the skin suit, I
And-
guess.
Oh yeah,
and
she
then,
was
like, and
she was
like, he had, like,
basically
a
naked.
big fur coat, and then
Yeah,
fucking he's
takes
just
it off.
standing there like a bouncer, just like, yeah, look at her, take pictures.
Look at
And
my
then he-
bitch, my sexy ass bitch.
Yeah,
you
what
can't
up?
have this bitch.
I told her to do that. What's up? Just like, all right,
Oh my
Kanye,
God.
what the fuck are you doing, bro?
Too funny.
Oh man, whoever gets roped into his life, I feel bad for them, man.
Jesus
man.
Christ. So, then we got Like Him, featuring Lola Young.
The biggest song on the album for people, I think.
Oh, that's the hit?
That's the
Hit no.
That
That is the
that's
that's like the "Sing About Me" of but which is a Kendrick Lamar song off of Good Kid, Mad City of this album.
Oh,
So
it's
it's
like
very
a-
emotionally driven.
Oh, okay.
it's his most personal song.
yeah.
That one he talks like him. He's not saying like him in the sense of like some dude that this chick got with that was his ex. He's talking about his mom saying how much he looks like his dad, and then at the he says I'm chasing ghosts because his dad, he didn't grow up with his dad. His dad was like missing, and then at the end of the song you find out his mom's like, oh, it's just because he wasn't missing because he ran out on you. He's missing because I didn't want him around you.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I want, like, don't blame him for that shit. You know, forgive me because that was my fault. You know, I was young and this and that. And so a lot of people really like gravitated towards that song specifically because like it's real, like, man, that's like,
It's a deep cut.
that's really deep, like, cause it's not, you know, it feels like, it feels nice too because it's very apologetic. It's not like she's lying or anything, and like I don't know, it's positive. It makes me want to cry right now. Like I want to cry right now.
Gotcha.
That's sad. That's sad.
Did you
but,
like it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, great song.
It's good. It's the softest.
I
one
don't
of the
think there's
softest
a
songs.
song on here I didn't like. To be honest with you, man.
Okay.
It's I just like he said, very emotionally driven song. If it catches me at the right time, I would probably cry too.
Okay.
Man,
To
yeah.
be fair, I don't experience the. I know it's a big thing in the black community, not having your dad around. So it wouldn't, I don't know. I can't.
Because them niggas like
I empathize
like
with
cigarettes
it,
and
or
milk.
sympathize with it.
They're always going
It's
grocery
not
shopping.
something I would.
I came back.
Funny
Yeah.
thing, I'm half black and I've never seen my dad before.
Oh my
So-
god.
Wow.
And this isn't my favorite song either. That is.
It's not my favorite. Mine's probably. I want to say.
Mine is Noid.
I killed you or Sticky.
I killed you.
Yeah, and then
Sticky's a bomb, dude.
Balloon.
And then we got Balloon.
So I had no idea who this chick was, but
featuring
she fucking killed
Dechi?
it too.
Is that how you say
Oh,
that?
I think
right.
it's Dochi.
Oh,
Right.
Dochi. I didn't see that. Oh.
Right, she's that funny bitch. She's like, bro, she has like some lines in there. She's
She's talking about like her
something like
something about
My vagina.
grief or something.
I knew it.
Forgot what
I
she
knew it was gonna be
something about the wind like a queef, and I'm like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
dude.
And then
knew
she
it,
gets
dude.
mad. And she's like, "Shut up! This pussy tastes sweet. Eat it out," or some shit like
Oh
that.
my
And then she
God.
gets mad and yells. And
That's
like,
hilarious.
I was fucking cracking up in the car
Yeah,
when I was
dude.
listening to it.
my
I'm like, that
God.
was fucking funny, dude. I like that song.
Yeah,
that
she
song
was
is-
talking about like some bisexual fantasies, man. It was fucking hilarious.
Oh my
It was
God.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, she went hard, and she reminds me in terms of like
Holy
her
fuck.
voice reminds me of Nicki Minaj.
A little bit.
And as much as I don't really care for Nicki Minaj, if you've ever heard Monster by Kanye West, it's off of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Damn.
She fucking went hard on that, and what
That's-
Doechii did reminded me of that.
Oh,
So
fuck.
no, I like that song.
I
Really
gotta
good.
listen to that song again, actually, Balloon, because I've only listened to. There's a couple of tracks on my second and third listen. I was like skipping around and like listening
Right.
to the songs that I'm like, oh, I know I like that one, and I like just kind of picking like Balloon. That's one I only listened to once, and like I cracked up, but like I just didn't have enough time to go back to it.
Yeah,
So holy fuck, I gotta get on that one again.
All right.
yeah. Good
So,
song.
final track. I hope you find your way home.
That one's nice.
Yeah,
That one's
Good
that one's
closer.
also
Good closer. Okay.
yeah.
it's more.
That one's also like take your mask off, where it's like reflective, and it's just like if you got like shit that's going on, or like I hope you find yourself. I hope you find your
Exactly,
way home,
yeah.
kind of thing. And it's like-
metaphorical.
yeah. And like as far out as you go, I hope you find your way back. That one's also very very poignant, very like emotionally like kind of personal.
Inspired, I guess.
But you can like it kind of like applies to a lot of people who are like kind of losing themselves, and so that's what the song's about. It's kind of like
I mean, musically, it's got a lot of. I feel like it's funny because I know he has a slight beef with like Kanye, but this album's very influenced by Kanye's like very gospel and soul driven sounds.
with
Great producer, and he's very known for that.
He's better at being a producer. He's like Pharrell Williams.
Yeah.
I feel like because I think Pharrell Williams like he's got
Pharrell's
happy. He's got happy,
Yeah,
but like
well, his early stuff with what's
Snoop
the
Dogg?
name of that? No.
Daft Punk.
The Neptunes or something.
It was a group, right?
It was a duo.
It was a group.
Anyways,
it was,
he does
Nerds.
not nerds.
Oh, not nerds. I thought
the
it
one
was
before
Nerds.
that.
Oh, okay.
Before he got like pretty big. He does great
okay.
production work, and I love his signature at the beginning of every song that he produces. He's got like a 4-beat stutter, and it's like doom da doom da doom da doom. If you listen
that
to
is
if you
it?
listen, but he does it with different. It's not just a bass going boom boom. He does it with all of his songs. It's like
he
it's a
mixes it up.
signature,
Oh, my God,
like a
I've never-
signature thing.
that's pretty cool.
His producer's signature. It's pretty cool.
Like Metro.
Right, Metro. Yeah. But I feel, and there's also a lot of influences from like West Coast hip hop. And you also hear like East Coast stuff, like some kind of boom bap stuff on this album. It's super eclectic, overall. And not to mention, like I mentioned earlier, the weird noises and textures that he brings on the album. I was not expecting that. I hadn't heard a fucking Tyler album since Flower Boy, and I was just I was really pleasantly surprised with the direction he went on this album. Maybe he did that earlier on in like Igor and the album before this, but
for me, like I had been seeing things with Chromacopia, and like I'd been seeing him with the fucking weird ass haircut, like pop up everywhere on like Instagram and like social medias and like YouTube and whatnot. So the reason I suggested this one was just because like this was like me trying to get back into Tyler, because I've only been listening to just the hits. So like every time we like somebody's like, here's an aux cable, I'm like, hey, put on Tyler. But like I whatever they liked, you know, I wasn't like, hey, put on this album, put on this album.
Put me on to some new Tyler.
Yeah. And so it was always like She or like you know, like all the biggest hits that he ever had. It was never like that I sat down and kind of listened to a whole album. So this is like my first like my second, because I listened to all the way through Goblin like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And this one's the first album where I like legitimately sat through and just like listened to all of it and made sure to listen to it again. So let's get to the ratings, bro. Like what you...
Well, before the ratings, I do want to say we should review an Ice Spice album.
Ice Spice.
I like Ice Spice.
Fuck?
Nah, she doesn't.
I ain't even.
Nah, we can't do Ice Spice.
I gotta give her props.
She doesn't have a fat ass anymore. You saw?
Uh-oh.
So we can't listen to her music anymore.
Did her BBL just like pop or something?
She lost weight or some shit, and all her fans are like, nah, she's not it anymore.
Oh.
It's like, all right, okay, yeah,
That's
like y'all gave a fuck about her music.
Obviously not. I don't think she makes music for people who are like, ooh, let's dissect an Ice Spice album or song. You know what I mean?
I just want to do it as a meme.
Not to be mean, but
for the views.
Yeah.
Right.
We could. I mean, we could do an Ice Spice album. I'm down to do anything. It's just,
yeah, me too, a little bit. We're doing Jonah Hex today, so
that's a weird like New York thing.
Honestly, I'd rather do an Ice Spice album than fucking the Jonah Hex soundtrack.
But that one's gonna be real quick. I got a few things to say about it, but that's about it.
So back to ratings. We
Chromacopia, Chromacopia
ratings.
Tyler the Creator.
Go ahead. I'll let you go first.
For me, I'm gonna give it.
About 350.
In general, about 350.
Goddamn long ass monster.
Goddamn Tyler Creator.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna give it an 8.3. 8.4.
Wow.
I'm gonna give it an 8.3.
Okay.
Cause I like this album, so I'm gonna give it an 8. And I think the major like down. The major negatives about the album is just like sometimes I wish there was more instrumentals.
Okay. So
And that's like literally the only thing. It's just like I wish there was more like backing beats or like.
So you're
stuff
talking
like
about
that.
more the MF Doom, Jay Dilla type stuff where it's more just you've got like these little interludes that just kind of it's like a calm down, intermission basically.
This in this one there's in the start of Saint Chroma and whatnot there is it is just like feet stomping and like it's more sound bites and clips, and it relies a lot more on the sound effects and like the feeling of people's voices, and that's awesome on its own. But it kind of leaves these open spaces where I'm like, I just wish there was like a in later parts of the album, they do have that where it's just like a backing track of like a piano, and then they're just kind of rapping or just kind of singing something over it. Where just like there's just like parts where I'm like, I wish there was something filling the space a litlittle bit more, like a bass, just like a boom, just like in the background, or just like something like that. But I'm still giving it a really fucking strong
8.3 is pretty
like
fucking
yeah. I give the Strokes 7.5 or some shit, but like. I don't usually listen to Tyler either, like entire album of it. So like, but I knew I liked the dude, so like, I'm gonna say that like 8.3 is like
that's a good score to me.
Point.
Anything 8 and over is like
I like
you really liked it. So
I'm gonna come back to some of these songs, like they're memorable, like
yeah, definitely, me too. I don't think I'd give it that high of a score. But I would say, I mean, I'd give it a 7.6. Like
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Like
to me.
Yeah,
I was
not an
on
8 for me, but and like I said, more I listen to it, who knows? I might find more staying power, you know, for the album. But I liked it. I mean, I don't think there was a single bad song on this album. So I mean that,
of course not.
and then I found them to be way stronger than the Strokes, the Strokes album that we reviewed. So yeah, I guess if I had to say something negative about it, there might be. I know that the songs kind of just flowed together, but there's moments on the album where I found it maybe a little abrupt with some of the changes. Some of the songs just kind of
Start
end on
or
a whim.
don't end.
No, they just kind of end on a whim. But
Yeah,
even
that's
that doesn't bother me because you get that with like stuff like, especially like Mad Villainy when it comes to like MF Doom, the MF Doom, and so it's like a Mad Lib collab. But yeah, it's just different though. You kind of expect it with that. Which I know he's a big fan of MF Doom, so you kind of
big fan.
yeah you hear the influence. But yeah. 7.6 for me.
With that one-
7.6. And I can't give it a rating because I have not heard any
originally-
songs on the album.
Okay, so originally,
Next time.
originally I was gonna give the album a 7.8 the first time I listened to
okay.
it. That was what I sat on, and then upon subsequent listens, then I kind of like gradually liked it more and more. But that was just because like I'm more familiar with it, and I know the story about it more, and just kind of like feel more like involved with it now.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
you've kind
as
of
opposed to like
you've dug your fingers into it. You're more connected to it. Yeah.
But yeah, my initial the first time I listened to it, I was like, yeah, that's like real. Yeah, it was under the 8. But then like as we were going through it, like there's more tracks that are awesome than I thought initially, just because with the Strokes there's like 10 songs. With this one it's like 15, 20.
There's a lot.
Basically a fucking giant song with how it's structured. But no, yeah, man, this was my favorite of the three for sure. I liked it a lot. I like the Strokes album, like that's saying a lot, So
that one's good for vibing. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Like Strokes is hella good for vibing.
It's definitely not an album I'd listen to all the time, but I mean,
I'm gonna.
I like it.
I will keep listening to The Adults Are Talking like multiple, because that's just a song where I'm like every now and then I'm like I feel like putting that song.
Yeah,
on.
it's a good song.
That's a hit.
It's a good song.
That's the hit, bro.
Yeah.
I like the more kind of weird abstract stuff that they did in the latter half of the album, but yeah, no, that song was killer.